This afternoon, Brother Heber was organizing songs, that is, creating up to, regarding the book of Ezekiel. Reached the final part, speaking of the river of the water of life, flowing out from the temple of God. On both sides of the river are trees of life. And it says the trees of life on both sides of the river bear fruit 12 times every year. Bearing fruit every month. And for what reason can they bear fruit every month? The angel said to the prophet Ezekiel, "It is because these trees are planted on both sides of the river. That is bearing fruit, is because these trees are planted on both sides of the river water, so they bear fruit every month." Now, brothers and sisters may listen carefully and understand that heavenly people will become a fruit-bearing generation. Why do heavenly people become fruit-bearing? It is because they are planted beside the water of life. The water of life. They are planted on both sides of the water of life. With the watering of the water of life, they bear fruit. That is bearing fruit, is because we have drawn close to God. That is, the Spirit of God and the Spirit of the Lord, constantly watering us. This is the water of life, watering the tree of life. So having been constantly by the Spirit of God and the Lord, after being watered, we bear fruit. Just as we are doing the gospel ministry now, working hard at it, the lives of brothers and sisters are growing better and better, better and better. It is because this tree of ours is planted on both sides of the water of life, beside the fountain of the water of life. So it is watered every day, and so life grows. Now if this tree is not planted beside the water of life, it will surely wither, and it cannot grow into a tree of life. It is because, after the watering of the water of life, it grows very well. Just like now, we listen to the truth together all day, and worship together, praise together, listening to the truth every day. So a group of brothers and sisters begins to produce a kind of heavenly lives, this kind of life, and in actions they resemble it, and deep in their hearts they pursue this kind of heavenly life. It is because, being beside the water of life, and after being nourished by the water of life, life grows continuously, just like Psalms chapter 1 says, "He delights in the law of the Lord, meditating on it day and night. He is like a tree planted by streams of water, yielding its fruit in season, whose leaf does not wither." As Psalm 1 says, a tree to be planted by streams of water. At that time we didn't understand what it was. The tree symbolizes man. Beside the streams seems to symbolize beside the water of life, which is the water of life, the Holy Spirit, being closest to the Holy Spirit. So we bear this kind of heavenly fruit of life. It is that we, a group of children, are closest to the Holy Spirit. Just like the Israelites in the Old Testament, the ones closest to the temple were the Levites. Therefore the Levites, the Father made them, commanded them to be judges of the nation of Israel. Judges of the various tribes are all held by the Levites. As for the Levites, they do not live in a fixed area, but within the 12 tribes, there are places where Levites live. So the Levites served as judges for the Israelites, because they were closest to the temple, closest to the Ark of the Covenant, and closest to the altar. The Ark, the temple, and the altar are just like what we now call the Holy Spirit of the water of life. That is to say, we are closest to God and the Lord, closest to the Spirit of God and the Lord, and then constantly receiving nourishment from the Spirit of the Father and the Lord. In the future we can nourish the children of the new earth. May glory be to the Father and the Lord. Amen.